Trying to like stir this up, but I'm just kind of like, I don't know. $50,000 a year is not a lot of money. So I'm just saying, please. But how people were talking about it, I was like, shit, what, 40,000? It's really not a lot of money. And that's the part where people try to make it seem like, oh, you got a good job if you making $15 per hour. And they keep that same system in place and keep those same people and compartmentalizing those people and recycling them. And to that money is just never to be touched by the people who should be making it. I don't know how to describe it, but people don't even see it in their ways of living. Like, you know, it's just a structure where it's like, oh, just depend on, you can get you some food and a little bit of money in a house, some apartment. You may not own it, but you got some security. Do whatever happens, you gonna have somewhere. You won't be kicked out, and that's not true. People do whatever they want to do, and there's consequences either way. So anything can happen. Thank you. Sometimes people don't even get the right kind of insurances, and so they don't have the money to rebuild. So the same promises have to rely upon self-sustainability, which is, you can't save money if you're on the programs. You can't just do anything but just be a system. It's a lot of time, oftentimes, it's sick care. So, and the reason why I call it sick care is because health, I learned the definition of health, and I say this cannot be health care. Like, oh, you're saying that you're belittling health. You're what are you saying? That you're reversing health, you're treating health. Why does health need to be treated? Health just does what it does for itself. And so I have to just say, okay, fine. I gotta figure it out. I'm just sitting here looking at it like that. Yeah, it looks like something, money and things like that, but it's not. But it is out there like, okay. When you start getting up there to $300,000 and more in building, and which is affordable, because if people were making that money, this whole thing, all this shit, man, people be around here, just everything be great. So that money will keep going back in the system because people be having such a good time in building and growing, and then, you know, you don't have to worry about other money coming in other places or whatever, tourist attraction. People be trying to see how good somebody looking. Like, wow, these people are looking good. What is it about? They want to drink some of the water. Shit, they want to sit and just breathe the same air. And so people pay that to understand like where it's about, and that is what some people do. That's why they have some small places where they put all of the money into and say this is. They might put like a little restaurant or some kind of funnel type of tourist attraction or something like that, and the money goes there or whatever. But shit, you dare try to go outside that area at night because you might get your car towed, and then you might not get your flex money back in time. And shit, you might get a high ass bond. And then if you don't eat animal products, you might be fucked up. You might have to fucking get an X-ray and TB and shit. So be careful. And so that's why when people are making laws, they have to look at what's really happening and stuff like that too. But then it's not all about lawmakers, because people speak for themselves. Not everyone gets other people involved in their stuff. People literally take care of their own problems, and they might not say what they're going through, but they have their problems, and I have my problems. But making sure, like looking at it like I'm not accepting this. And a lot of times when people, it looks like a protest, but it's not. But somebody trying to do whatever, it can cause problems. Yeah, people have all kinds of stuff. Some people are just saying, I'm not working here unless I get this. And some people say, I'm just so happy just to teach. I'm already rich. I just want to do this. I just want to, supply and do all these things. I have the education. I don't, just put the money into something else or whatever. And some people like, I just need a goddamn job. I gotta stay out of jail. I gotta do something. But there are people who say this is absolutely not enough. I have to deal with 30 other people. 2 hours a day, 8 hours a day, or groups of those 30 people, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times different people, 8 times a day, sometimes the same people, plus co-workers and all this things. Because I have to eat, then I have to build a home, then I have to be happy, then I have to keep up with the times, I have to do all these things. And so it's not only just that, is I have to go to work, I have to build, I have to show up to somebody else's things, I have to show up to my own stuff. So just really staying on task is important, and knowing like there's a task, but there's also other things that are not defined, and so I have to keep on. And so when I mentioned that $80,000 a year was only because it was listed like there are teachers in elementary school making that much money, which is fine for somebody might, where they don't have a whole bunch of things or whatever, but that's kind of like a minimal amount of money for someone to actually make. And just, especially when someone could just solve, I'll just sit there and just have like, I have experience, like I can actually look at situations and I can grow and I can thrive and I can put together something or whatever. And then once I have books, I don't have to have myself, I can thrive and I can grow someone's business from what they have too. But for me to think outside of myself and still have my same personality and the things that I have, it costs, and I would want to, put specific time into other things, but I also have to be paid anywhere. And I'm just saying, not to really, get all off into what is not the reality, but I'm 38 years of infinity. And so I can have these conversations. And it makes sense for me because it's what I want to talk about. It's what I want. I have problems where I wasn't even paid for jobs that I did, and it wasn't even one. And I was just like, this check, but there was times where I worked and wasn't even getting checks. I was getting personal checks, so shit, I don't fucking know. Yeah, when this looked at, it's like, what kind of relationship is that? But here today, I'm not really tripping like that. But sometimes a far way to go. And sometimes you look at it like it's no hope for tomorrow. Like, why? I just can't do this. I have my own problems. I got all kinds of things. And that's why a lot of people probably might go and get a degree, some kind of reward, the prepayment and shit, but I don't pay for that shit in so many ways. So that's not enough. I'm saying it's something, but it's not everything. I said, where the fuck at? 210 pounds. They want to put that weight up there so a motherfucker. I don't know. I don't think I weigh so much. But I have problem and shit. I eat a 10-pound bag of potatoes, and in 2 days, that's out of my system. I show it in my bowel movement. But a little bit about a little bit whatever. But what I'm saying is, a lot of times when I eat, sometimes more raw foods or whatever, I don't know. I like cooked food, but I'm gonna choose what I cook. And so, like, I don't know too much about like the rice. Like that. I'll try to just because I'm not gonna give up on cooked food. I like hot food, so I won't say that. But I can have like cooked food one week, raw food another week. Like do it like in a length of time, like, you know what I'm saying, span or something like that, or 2 weeks and then 2.5 weeks or something like that. And then that way I can make sure sit down, I know that I want to stretch it up articulate way too. But I can sit up and retire. I have to have my own. I'm big, but I got some miniature problems. It ain't not really miniature, but they're saying it. I just said that I'm doing what I have to do now. I know things get bigger. Like I be having to get myself all in one space, and there's so much stuff around here that's like so short and little, and it's taxing getting in and out of places. It affects people's joints and all kinds of stuff. And then people saying, "Oh, I'm having such problems." Does anybody ever say, have you ever considered changing your furniture? Enlarging your furniture? Opening up your doors? Getting a higher motor vehicle? Doing things like that for a while? Instead, they say, do you want a knee surgery? It'll help. And then what? But it's a risk. Then you have to still pay for that. So why not just get taller chairs? You paid your car off, but it's breaking your fucking back. Yeah, they tell you this all you can get, but now it look like you self-destructing, and really you're in the fucking mass incarceration. And so it's arrested development. And that's a problem. And so to constantly stretch and do the things that's supposed to happen matter. it still has to be better. And a lot of times around here, it was, this is built for people at a specific time and a specific height. People had specific things. They subscribed to different ways of life, and so a lot of people were about the same height and things like that. But now I know better. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. I look at too vaccinations and all that, and I say, oh, this is what y'all want something to look like around here. But then somebody put in 30 little tables together and got a whole group of children that are 6 feet tall coming in there trying to, do something. And then they have to meet the odds and go through all kinds of stuff. And then it's just like, but this is all I have. And then they fucking have to do it in schools or people anywhere. Everything is all short or bunched together. And not to call it a specific height because it's whatever measurement it is. But I call it short because it's coming up short. It's missing out on something. Shit, fuck it. It's a deficit and it causes a decline. Gotta fit in with the other people. It's like, it was times, I know me being taller, I'm not the tallest though, but it was just like, shit, I can't be shrinking myself down trying to kick it with other people because they shorter than me. Because I don't see a motherfucker breaking their back making sure I know about the classes that they motherfucking taking so that I don't have to be in special education. But it wasn't because of that. But I'm saying that today, and such special ain't special to me when people are telling me that I cannot get better and that I have to go through things that really are tremendous on me and cause increase the decline in deficits. But the way that, the problems are and the way that I look at things, this stuff is important and it matters. It's too many people in there. And then I look at it, well, what is the real cause? What is it really being asked? Because people make things. I remember trying to just have a dynamic, like everybody eat at the table, everybody eat at the table. And then it was just like my dad sat at the bar. I was just like, Dad, sit at the table. You know what I'm saying? Like, here you could sit at the table. It's your table. But I had some higher chairs and a higher table. It wasn't like the shorter ones. But I don't know what happened, but the bar and the kitchen was supposed to be buying that house. Was that when he sat on that higher chair, he can just eat his cereal like his Wheaties and bananas. And, I have his milk or whatever the situation is. But he was eating it like that, and he wasn't slouched over, he wasn't bent over, he could stretch his legs and all of that. And then it's just like, who is really having these skills and these techniques? So who's writing the curriculum when you configure it? And if you must say, are you looking at these things? But this is what you want, this is what you have. Then you have to say. But even for those who are not 6 feet tall, people are still growing and they can grow. So they don't have to have their growth stunted. People still should be able to have that flexibility and to get up and be able to turn around and be able to move their bodies. People carry a coat, people carry all kinds of things. But you have to climb to get up out of so much. And so it's like every day is like 20 days sometimes. It is not reflecting in, all things in productivity. But when I look at, I have to appreciate myself and do what I have to do. then I say, okay, I can figure it out, but I talk through my problems. I may not have everything that I want to have, but I can put it out there. And this is my style, my fashion, the way that I approach things. And so when things are kind of attackful or whatever, I just use whatever it is that I have to do. And then, not allow that stuff to manipulate me, but I have to have my movement. And so another thing that is important is hydration, because in situations like that, people can't control, and people just say, well, I'm not going to be there for long, and I can't say anything because I have to go there, but sometimes I just really don't feel like doing this, or this is all I could afford. Like I got this house, and it was just so busy all the time at my dad's house, and at times, but then it was just like I should have just stayed at my dad's house. But it was a good experience, and but got this whole set, a whole house of furniture for not more than $2,000. In fact, I believe it was probably like $1,500 or something like that. A ridiculously unattractive bed frame and 2 mattresses, 2 bunk bed. Those are probably the most sturdy things that the house had. Those bunk beds, they're, I don't know, appeared to be wooden. And some couches that my dad, it just talked so bad about me for having in my house and make any sense. But they were all the way down to the ground, like, and they were supposed to be like a leather, you know what I'm saying, kind of faux leather type of thing. But I called myself doing something. I got the refrigerator off of Craigslist, the TV off of Craigslist. I had a water bubbler, all these different things, right? But it was so low where it was just like, this is like for fucking treehouse or something, you know what I'm saying? Like a playhouse type of furniture, but even then, for who? And so, like, when someone is, even a child is sitting there and their knees are all the way up to their head, they gotta figure out a way to lift up. Put gymnastics in schools, because it'll teach someone how to use other parts of the body to think, add on like direct impulse where, okay, like I said before, sometimes I can breathe from up here, but then I have found that I can change the breathing to down here. So if someone is saying, oh, I'm putting so much weight on my chest, take that deep breath and push the belly, saying this part right here, inside and out, and it's still, the heart is, whatever is doing that is going to continue to do it, or whatever. And so I look at these things, but when people also have things like the school to prison pipeline, it is tough to actually learn something and say that this is about growth. And where's the money? There's disparities as far as tax brackets and different things like that. How much money is going into this? How can I put all this money into a school where the school is in debt, and so I won't ever get to see it anyway while my child is at that school anyway, so I'm not about to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's not my bill. But then, not only is it not my bill, none of these children, I don't get anything ever, so I don't even get to see any, interesting things around town. I see a bunch of zombies around a lot of times, or what, they're working in a factory, and then you don't even let the windows barely get open, or they can't even afford to buy a car so they can travel on the weekend. Then they gotta work motherfucking 18-hour days, and then gotta beg for a fucking day off, and then you might shut the plant down for how long, but then they don't get paid. So what is the situation there? But people have to do what they have to do. But I see, sometimes the sprain on others and even with myself, because I was over 300 pounds and I was saying like, oh, my knees. But even the stairs weren't even wide enough, you know what I'm saying, for my feet. So I was kind of, and it was good for me, but then I was carrying that addition. But then now I don't have that problem. I hop right up sometimes or whatever the situation is. But then when I'm in this spot, I'll be like, wait, I'm about to stretch myself out for a little bit, because I have never been in this kind of predicament. Like, I've never been in this tight space like this, and so that's where I'm at right now. I'm about to get this juice, but I know I already talked my way through it and stretched some or whatever, but how I have my legs and kind of like twist and turn. But I'm good, because I kind of, have always been wanting to be a little bit more flexible anyway, but I just have to keep on keeping on. So that's just where I am. That's how I am. Sometimes to get through a problem is looking different than something I may see. Just like somebody said, crack this riddle. Maybe I cracked a riddle about myself that I've never seen before. Put this puzzle together or whatever. So I just find it's useful for me to take care of myself, and sometimes it calls for things. And right now I'm just sitting down, lying down, being myself, trying to, just get some juice in it. Even where I am, I say, I'll put a little, if I can put $1, $2 into here, at least I know that I'm contributing to myself, because that's what matters to me. Yes, open, but every open door to me is not an open door like that, where if I can, now if I didn't have it, then I'd still be okay. But I got a little something. I said, maybe I'll just spend $2 a day. That's not that terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see somebody, like my order yesterday. I was gonna have to pay $7.99 anyway if I would have got it like immediately or whatever. But I said I pay $1.99, get it between like 5 and 7. And then it was running late, and then Instacart really didn't find anyone immediately to like right away to find, to shop for my order or whatever. And then I see like, okay, well, my order, this and that and the other. And then I said, I'm gonna get this person a tip. And then I pulled out a 5. I said, well, I don't want to give $2, but you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and give this $5 here, because this is important. To see someone make it and to show someone that their time is worth something if they're working. You know what I'm saying? If you out there getting money, then you should be able to motherfucking get money. If your intentions, like if my intentions aren't to make money, I'm not. But if I'm out here making money, shit, I'm gonna maximize my brilliance. I'm about to sit out here and just get a motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, little handout. Somebody said, this one plate of food better last me for a fucking week. And I'm like, this is only enough, because anyway, and they said, well, we'll do something about that. We're gonna make sure that you get enough breads and stuff like that so that you won't have many bowel movements. And then I'm all messed up. And then so my soft tissues and things like that are supposed to be soft, and my body then becomes quite like, okay, what am I doing now? So like I'm chiseling myself and trying to get out of what the fuck, you know what I'm saying, I'm in. So it's like I'm sitting here drinking some net. No, I don't like that. But it has its place.
They can't lock you in. They can't lock us in there.
So all these things, they matter. selfish. It matters, but I try to not like. I don't like everybody knowing everything about me all the time, because I keep some stuff to myself. That's just what I rock at. Like, I might have a public address one place, but shit, I don't want a motherfucker knowing everywhere where I goddamn live all the time. But that's where I'm at right now, and so I keep my distance. So looks like, yep, I'll be getting this orange juice right here. It's $3, so I said $2. Look at this. Check it out. What technology? So there's that. And then I find ways to just care for myself. Now I see little nooks and crannies and things like that. And it is what it is. I look at things and I just can explode. You know, and it's just like, but I still have some of me here. And so when I say explode, it's just like, wow. When I was a child, I had birthday parties at my house, and it was things like piñatas that my mom would put like money and candy and all kind of little stuff. It was, oh man, man, my parents used to do all kinds of stuff. Parties, I mean, it was big parties or whatever, but it was a time, and then someone would put that piñata up on our tree, and you move it back, and you go, and somebody take a hit for it, you know, add some baseball bats or whatever. But, and it was like, oh, take a hit, but you gotta kind of spin around and see first, though, you know. You look at it, take a look where it's at, spin around, get that idea. And I notice sometimes I close my eyes and I can still kind of picture what's there, but then, you know, the mix-up is something. But that's not what I'm talking about. But I had an opportunity to share and say that. But I just constantly pouring into myself. But it was times where you know, someone would hit the piñata, bust it wide open, and everybody come and dive in and get whatever they could, you know. And it was times where nobody would hit it, so then I can see my mom, okay, she might hit it a little bit and open it up a little bit and see if somebody can do it or whatever. And then sometimes that motherfucker sit up there all day long, you know what I'm saying? Nobody hit it or whatever, and maybe it's an opportunity to, you know, come back for it. But it's just a consistency of that. And so it's not like I say that I'm a piñata, because that's not the same concept. I don't want to be a piñata, but I'm having it for me. And so it's like, when I say explode, it's more like coming into me. Like, instead of me eliminating all, I'm Jasmine Renee Davis, eliminating all of myself and things like that, I kind of like, I'm growing through it, and I'm opening like ways to kind of like, like make growth for myself. I was looking at something that said they plant, and depending on how that plant grows, they might have just all the same spaces, but it could be 3 lanes, 4 lanes, 2 lanes, even 1 lane, I'm saying. And it depends, it says how many, but it's all the same. And so it just really, it just really matters. But I don't really need to explain too much further than that, but I'm just saying, like, sometimes I just need to really appreciate myself and things that are much of my own situation. Minute Maid. It says 100% vitamin C, but then they add vitamin C into it too. So, I don't even know. I don't know what that means, but it's something. Some kind of like, I don't know, financials or whatever, but the shape of the bottle means something, and it also contributes to the way that it tastes. It could be the same formula, but the way that it's held and the way that it's carried, it also means something. Even the temperature or whatever it is also matters. And so it's a class thing sometime, but it's also what is available as well, and what is necessary. It may say, well, I can hold it like this, I'm on the go. But it does matter. And I know because I had a different kind of bottle, different kind of thing. But I know about different things. I mean, it's not like I'm an expert on everything, but I am the only expert on myself. But the size and the shape does matter of how it tastes. That's why a lot of times I like to drink out of glass, but it's different, more thick glass. I used to like going to thrift shops too, but then I'm wondering, like, I wonder, is it somebody else's stuff that they wanted? And they'll get in trouble somehow. It's just like, this is bullshit. I had this collegiate, I got out of jail, went to this thrift store, got this collegiate dictionary, so like attracted to it or whatever. And then it's just like, but it has somebody else's name in it. It's just like, I don't know. But I say I can get my own stuff though, but if they make it this way anymore, so far away. But again, I say I'm a long way from home, and I realize that some of those things are hard to come by. Like, they affordable, perhaps, I'm sure, but where and how? And so I know that it's like glass making things, like to blow glass and all kinds of stuff, and to create those things. And I can see, I said, I want to have a different kind of way that I structure my life, and how can I possibly afford to do all those things? possible, but to keep it in my own hands. And so what I'm doing right now too is making sure that I work through my problems where I am right now, because even when I write, it shows so much enrichment and enlightenment too. And when I start putting myself together, even when I go out and it's from whatever way, I'm purchasing it for the first time, but I don't know, and I see that, oh my goodness, this is a weight to it, it's something. And so I want to make sure that it could be something where I dropped something along the way, or someone might pick it up, or it's lost and found or something like that. But I'm saying some things I kind of want to keep. I mean, I might give something away, but I don't want all my stuff being sieged from me, and just kind of, before I can even get good use of it as well. That's another problem. So right now I'm in I'm handling the product of my capabilities, like to just learn and do things. And that's another reason why I can prove that life is the only natural thing. Death is not natural. Death is something, it's a condition. Death is like death is something that people have, long since created. And this is another reason why I believe that people aren't teaching swimming in public schools anymore, and teaching things and having all kinds of things, and maybe why they didn't want me to be a troop leader for high school children or whatever, when I was saying I would have marathons and I would do all these things to teach these people how to be strong and firm and who they are or whatever. But those type of things don't bother me. When I looked up and I said, I got a daughter and nieces and nephews and stuff like that, and so it's all kinds of shit that I can look into, whatever. But
they have one there.
I just keeping on doing the things that I've had cousins and all kinds of stuff as well. So I just, continue to be who I am and say, I'm not going to worry about those things, because it all can go somewhere. I drop this shit like a bad habit. I want to be the type of person who own a house so good, I'll leave that motherfucker sitting somewhere for years and years and years and years and years, and come back, it's dust all over, and I start all over, and I say, hi, I'm here. That's what I want for myself. And I want to travel, and I want to do that in different areas, and say, this is where I'm at right now, but then this is where I might even want me some kind of dark house. This is just about me for real, for real. I'm Jasmine Renee Davis, June 12, 1986. I'm here today. And so it's February 20th, 2025. And I just plan just to keep on keeping on. This is what I want for myself. And this is why I am so intimate with myself, and why things matter to me. It's not about being spoiled. It's about real, recognized real. And I know, but then I have to say, fuck, I ain't on nobody back burner for shit. I'm straight, because I can get it out the mud. I'm saying, I take care of myself. However, and what I'm saying is, I don't have to burn myself up where I know that I can grow. And saying, so I don't have to get out the mud. I don't have to be on the back burner. If there's a line, I can't feel it. You know what I'm saying? I have to do what I have to do for myself. And so these are the things, and what I'm saying is, why do I have to come in second for my own life? Why do I have to ask permission to my own information? Why do I have to tell people that I'm something? Or why do people try to tell me and criminalize me for being whatever? Or tell me, oh, we'll get around to whatever you ask. And then I have to wait. Where I can get out here and say, I may not have a house that I stay at. I may not can explain to you why you don't like the fact that I smell the way I smell when I smell that way. But I don't fake the funk. This is my own life. And so I might have to wait a while for someone that wants to catch up with me and say, oh, well, I'm going to do something. I'm going to go running around 6 o'clock or maybe 10 o'clock. You mind if I, whatever, and say, well, I usually leave about like 5:50 or 9:50, but I'm out here, and if you drive, I tell you, when you drive wherever I am, then that's another thing. And I say, but can you wait to start? I say, I got 50 other things that I can do. I suppose that I can find 60 and do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a kind of situation that really does matter to me, where okay, I want to learn things, but I cannot do that with everything in my life that I have to do only for me. That's just like if I have to go to the lavatory, if I have to use a toilet, who's gonna do that for me? Sure, they can hook up a machine. I can hook up some fucking machines to me. I can build a funnel that will go underneath the floor, and I can sit on it like this all day and happen to go, and saying, just as well as I could get my food that way and not move. But I still have to create it. I still have to make sure I'm hydrating and moving my body. But then they have something for that too. And so this is the important part. I have to put in the effort for myself in ways that I have to get real good at it. I have not even started to I'm still developing, is what I'm trying to say. And so my body is what matters to me. And it's just so much. So I have to be careful. Sometimes people look at me as if they have to be a part of what I'm doing, but I gotta wait on them, and I gotta do all these things and stuff like that. But that's not what I'm looking for. But there are some things that I can still live my life, and just like right now, it's 12:47. It's 12:47, maybe 2 times a day. So I just keeping on and get to a good place that is for me or whatever. But yeah, the mud, the dirt, the war for myself. I'm on both sides of this thing. I might as well jump rope. And that's what matters to me. This is about myself. Everyone finds everything perfect, cute, fantasies, illusions, real scenarios, real situations. It's up to me if I combine or I walk into whatever that is. But I don't always get it right. And so I don't always get it left. And so what I can do right now is continue to be the only expert on myself, for myself, being who I am. So that is a tough situation. And I had to be careful of some of the language that I use because some people don't know what I'm saying. But again, someone can ask a question, but also I try to be thorough in the way that I talk, and I ain't all that well-rounded. So I'm just who I am, and I like being perfectly imperfect with some things, but I also like being perfect. And I'm not all that perfect, but I'm perfect for who I am today. But I cannot be perfect for yesterday and say, oh, the sun could have came up at 4 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock. The sun came up at 6. So I cannot change that, even though I was wanting to see the sunlight at 4 o'clock. It would have been nice if I didn't trip over my shoelace. So that was yesterday. But I can say, I'm better today. I'm better being who I am. I like who I am. I like the consistency and the growth that I have for my own self. You know, although I tripped over my shoe yesterday, I still want to learn how to walk in case with my shoelaces like this, in case I have to do something where I have my hands full and I have to continue to walk. I have to keep my feet, I have to keep my legs or whatever, or no, tie them a little tighter. These shoes may not even be right for me. I know it's a problem where some people were talking about, well, this brand, these black people were just buying this brand, but the person didn't want them to buy the brand. And it was just like, maybe they're wearing it wrong, and then they're not wearing it for, what it's supposed to be. And so that's probably upsetting, where this is for a particular kind of event, and this is the gear, of that brand. Then you have to, but then it's just like, do black people even have the opportunity? So a lot of times black people get to look the part, but cannot be it's like, just show up, because anyway, this stuff ain't gonna belong, just get it worn in, break it in for someone else to have it. That's all you can do. And that's all that, and that is all. And it is a serious point. And it is true. And so I have to keep it real, recognize real. And so I have to continue to face myself and know who I am and say, this is what I know is true, but how much of it am I going to accept? Because I don't have to have it. You know what I'm saying? But there is some things that I carry, but it's also things that I have to motherfucking let go or don't even touch at all, you know. And I put forth those efforts. Ain't no motherfucking way I'ma tell somebody that they helping me, and then I turn around and be helping them. That shit don't even motherfucking sound right to me. Because that's not the way you do it. This ain't no mutual thing. You didn't say that. I'm not asking that. So I just check myself, and I just check myself again, and I just keep on keeping on. But I'm not asking for help. I just want my own life, and I want to just have some natural things, and just be careful with that, because people, you know what I'm saying, shit, people pay people to cry for them. And I cried some tears, and I'm crying now. But I keep the confidence in myself, and I've seen colors in my tears before through my own eyes, so nobody can tell me that I can only hope, but I can never fulfill. Like you're saying, it's just like I worked in some factories before packaging, and I had to put some specific together or something like that, and I had to make sure that I did something. It was in order, and it had to go, and it had to be just like that. And it was just one box after another. It wasn't like that one box and it was fucking over. The places stay around for a long time. But I'm living, you know what I'm saying? I have a different way that I see life today than I did then, of course. But I know that I can continue to make it, and I may have to change it up, and I may have to do some other things. So I just have to keep just making the space and opportunity, and it gets hard. And I mean, I gotta say, man, it ain't worth talking about some things to some people. I mean, I'm out there in the street. Some people force me to talk to them, or they throw me in jail and stuff like that. But some people I don't have to talk to if I don't want to. I can answer my phone whenever it rings, but I'm gonna ask questions, and I have to be thorough about it. So I've said a lot of different points and a lot of things. I'll be uploading this video to YouTube and other places, and there's some other videos, and it's not to override what I say about other things, but this is right now. Like right now it's 12:55 p.m. And it is what it is. So I am here, and I am Jasmine. Renee Davis. Plan to come on with more videos and just being myself. That's all I can say. I'm Jasmine Renee Davis.